If you're really into photography, you're going to love this new smartphone. I'm a photojournalist and sports photographer. I've been in the business for over 40 years. The challenges of shooting on a smartphone have been numerous for me, but carrying even the smallest of cameras is still a commitment. Carrying your smartphone is something you do just naturally. And now that I have the Xperia 1 Mark II, I feel like I have a camera in my hands. The Xperia 1 Mark II brings a whole set of not only speed, but functionality to smartphones. And it really closes the gap. It has that same look and user interface that I'm familiar seeing with my A9, and so it's really intuitive for me to pick up. The Photo Pro functionality is the most important feature of this new phone. Yes, this phone is very speedy, and with Photo Pro, you can use that speed to your best advantage. I have all sorts of controls. The two big controls that I use mostly is ISO and shutter speed, and those are ready at your fingertips. But it also lets you control things like white balance, plus minus EV, all those kinds of features that you would expect in an Alpha series camera. It just felt natural. What I really liked about shooting with this was its Zeiss optics, 12 megapixel sensor, and the perfect balance between quality and speed, which enabled me to capture pictures at 20 frames per second, just like my Alpha 9s. And I was able to find just the right magic moment to share. So things like a dog flying through the air, it's already calculated 3 times where that dog is going to be when it takes that picture. It's super fast when you think about those kind of calculations, which leads to super accurate autofocus. I'm getting this natural feeling functionality to it, plus the ability to capture high-speed images, all tack sharp. The speed and quality of the image capture with eye-tracking autofocus was unbelievable. At 20 frames per second, you start to see things that you wouldn't normally see, moments that happen between moments, which makes photography really, really exciting. One of the things that comes from Alpha 9 series of cameras is the eye-tracking autofocus. The ability of the Alpha series cameras to be able to find an eye, lock onto that eye, and stay locked onto that eye even if it was partially obscured. And that's some of the things that Alpha 9 has lent to the Xperia 1 Mark II. It's pretty remarkable. I was shooting a flamenco dancer, and then I had her cover part of her eye, and it just stayed locked onto her eyes the whole time. One of the challenges with smartphone photography is how do you hold it and how do you trigger it so that your fingers aren't always in front of the lens. With a dedicated shutter button, I'm able to hold it properly so all my fingers are away and trigger the camera every time easily. I love that feature. When reviewing the pictures with the models and stuff, I'm able to look at the display and then 2-finger pull it apart so that we can check to see if that running shoe is just tack sharp. When I actually go to tone the image here, the display gives me confidence that I'm actually sending a high quality image to somebody. As a professional content creator, I know Sony's not only listening to me, but to all my professional colleagues out there. They're making changes to the Alpha series of cameras and now to their smartphones. They're bringing functionality that we could only dream of just a few years ago. And it's those kinds of innovations that really drive my inspiration for photography.